all doing? Welcome back to Isabella Banks YouTube channel. I'm Wheezy. For those who are listening to me screaming down the microphone, I have been waiting for the longest to come on here today. We have quite a bit to talk about, man. So much is happening. So much is happening. Kate is back. Kate is back. Just like the Phantom of the Opera. I told you she was coming back. And I hate to tell you I told you so. But she is back. Honestly, the consequences of lying to the public about something as significant as a member of the royal family passing without notifying the public would be too much for even the royal family to attempt to get past. But clearly, a lot has been happening behind the scenes. And while we might never ever know all the details, I feel like we can look at the photographs and decipher what have gone behind the scenes. So I have my theories, but let's dive in to see what's actually been going on. But before I do that, let me say hello to everyone. Hello, Lorna. Hello, Lydia Washington. You say hello, Wizzy. Congrats on reaching the 4,000 goal. I know, right? It was such an uphill struggle, but we finally made it. I forgot to do a dance video, but I definitely will be doing one for 5,000. So that's the new goal, right? Hi, Lady Rose. Thank you for being here. Yes, thank God it's Saturday. Honestly, this week, for some reason, was the longest I have experienced in such a long time. By the time Friday came around, I was completely knackered. I looked back and front to see what exactly I have been doing differently that caused me to be so knackered, and I couldn't find it. But anywho, we are here and sitting pretty. Hey, Lorna Williams, how are you doing? Hi, Joy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Winifred. I like your name, Winifred Toot. And I hope I pronounced it correctly. Hi, Idalina. Hi, Marcia. Been a while. How you been? Hi, Julianne. Hi, everyone. How are you all doing? Lady Rose says, spill the beans, Wizzy, spill. Well, we are here to do exactly that. Ron says, Kate does not look like she's had any cancer treatment. If you look at her face, she has had surgery because chemo does not erase wrinkles and moles. Okay. All right. So I have my theories. So let's get into those theories, okay? All right. So everyone has been talking about this day. It is blanket coverage on all the television stations here in the UK. It is blanket coverage. And Kate has finally stepped into the public to celebrate the King's official birthday, aka Tripping the Colour. For the history buffs amongst us, I thought you might find a short trip down history lane interesting. What is Tripping the Colour? Do you know, I have to say with absolute shame that I had been hearing about Tripping the Colour since I was about, let me say, 5 years old. But I've never really taken the time to know what exactly Tripping the Colour meant. But being here in the Sussex squad, standing up and doing the necessary research to put the videos that I do, dealing with all things Harry and Meghan, has caused me to do a deep dive into it. Don't worry, I am not plying you with all the details because not everyone finds that stuff interesting. But like TD Jakes says in his church, I cannot have an uneducated audience. So for those who do not know, the Trooping the Color is a ceremonial event performed every year on Horse Guards Parade. Horse Guards is like those soldiers who are on the horses, okay? So they do the ceremonial event on the Horse Guards events parade in London, and it is to celebrate the official birthday of the British sovereign. It is also known as the Sovereign's Birthday Parade. This is usually done in June. Like we are in June now, so it's being done now because traditionally it's set in June. Who can guess the reason why? Who can guess the reason why? While you're answering that question, let me just look at what you're saying in the chat. Okay. Marcia says, uh, what do you say? Kate and her mother are playing games with the royal family and the public. Yup. Kate looks great. She looks better than she did December 25th. Deal is done. Secret weapon launched. Absolutely agree. Valerie says Kate looks much younger and fresh faced than she did before disappearing for 6 months. She needed that much time to heal. Blanket media coverage of Kate. Carmilla must be losing her milk. Yeah, she did look very sour today. She looked like everything was going off. She must have been very stinky to be around today. Absolute Sussex Love says absolutely right. She definitely had a facelift. There's no question about that. Shoes have a mold on her left side while she smiled with dimples. It's long gone. Okay. Well, Lady Rose, okay, I can see that you're absolutely tracking with me. You really want to hear this gist. Don't worry, the gist is very sweet. Yes, it is absolutely because the weather is supposed to be the best in June. And actually, I find the same myself. Like it's never too hot and it's never too cold. The only thing that spoils it for me is the pollen because I'm allergic. But otherwise, June is just supposed to be the best month for UK because it's either too cold, it's always either cold or bitterly cold, one of the two. It's or when it gets hot, it gets like Nigerian weather hot, like 42 degrees, kind of hot. So the weather in June is like a happy medium. Like it's not too cold and it's not too hot either. It's just perfectly, you know, balmy almost is what I would call it. Right. But guess what? The weather was completely rainy today. It was, can you imagine being one of the soldiers having to participate in this event with the bearskin hat on? Oh dear. Oh, oh dear. Can you imagine? This is it's supposed to be June weather, even though we expect it to drizzle, but this kind of heavy rain, I have not seen this ever, 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 ever. Mm. Uh, they looked miserable as hell under the rain, and it weren't just the soldiers. Well, even the government officials who attended had to attend the event holding umbrellas, just the same way that William did the other day when they were having tea in is it Buckingham Palace? Anyway, Guys, before we continue, if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel and join our channel membership to support our channel if you care. Okay, the link to support to join the channel membership I will drop in the chat, so that if you're thinking about it and you don't want to stress yourself, to go to the front of the channel to find the join button. Let me help you out by putting the link to join the channel in the chat. Okay. Thank you to everyone who has joined the channel membership. I really appreciate you. It's really helping me so much. Appreciate you so much. But note, if you're not able to join the channel membership because you don't want to commit to a monthly subscription fee, you can support the channel by donating through super stickers, super chats, PayPal donations, and guess what? I have even entered the 21st century. I have signed up with Buy Me a Coffee, and the link to buy me a coffee is at the top of the chat for those who would like to support the channel that way. Okay. And if you would like to support the channel with a PayPal donation, the link to the PayPal account is in the description box of this video. Lastly, if you are one of those who have visited this channel before without subscribing, don't let it go past today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Commit to the channel. Let's stop dating. Let's start this relationship good and proper now. To all those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you so much. Thank you for sending me emails and sending me constructive criticism in the comment section. I love you all. Thank you so much. I take everything on board. I take everything on board. But for those people who, I discovered that the larger the channel is getting, the more ferocious and savage some of the comments are. So if you are bordering outside the realm of what is civil, you find yourself blocked. I don't have the strength to, I'm not, I select those things I argue about. So if you're one of those who just likes to argue unprovoked or drop uncivilized comments in my comment section, I'm sure you find out that if you're one of those who has more than one account, you find out that you are already blocked, because I don't have, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time for that at all. Okay, so guys, continuing on, shall we? So much to talk about. Continuing on, for the history buffs, what really happens on tripping the color, and what is the significance of the word color? Okay, historically, colors were used as rallying points on the battlefield. See what's on the flag on this screen? So when they were at war, it's the colors that when they're trying to signal each other to come together to make a plan on what they're going to do next, that's what they use to identify themselves. So it's basically a celebration for military, the military people, or military adjacent kind of people as well. They display the battle honors of a regiment and are a focal point of trooping the color. So the ceremony has marked the sovereign's official birthday since 1748. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, I thought about this, and okay, before I give you my opinion, let me just continue. So during the ceremony, what happens is that the monarch processes down the route from Buckingham Palace down to the Horse Guards Parade in a royal procession. So as you can see, King Charles and his queen are in a carriage. Usually it's done on foot, but due to the king's cancer, he elected to be in a carriage this time because he is not able to walk the distance. And what happens is that when he gets to the appointed place, he receives a salute from his troops. And and on his return back to Buckingham Palace, music is provided by the mass bands of the foot guards and the mounted bands of the household cavalry. What do you notice about these photographs that you have seen? Look at this photograph. Look at this one. Look at this one. There is a running theme in the photographs. Okay, let me share one more with you. Maybe it will make more sense when you see this one. So this one is a is displaying the soldiers of the household cavalry giving the king a 41 gun salute in Green Park. Okay? And the royal family make an appearance following that 41 gun salute. Then they make an appearance on the palace balcony where they say hello to their subjects. Thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you so much for adoring us and making sure that you are noticing our lovely dresses and our lovely hats. Thank you for taking the time away from work, which would put food on your table to be with us. While they're on here, the next thing that happens is that they receive a fly past, which is from a red regiment of the aviation crew. And it's all part of the pomp and pageantry of the British royal family celebration of the king's birthday. I thought this photograph looked especially beautiful. It looked especially beautiful. Okay, so where was Kate? Of course, this is Kate en route to the grounds where the ceremonies were taking place. And of course, Kate was there. She made sure to take photographs of every angle of her face, the left profile, the right profile, dead front and center. If she could have turned herself upside down, she would have done that as well. Um, her outfit choice, let's break down her outfit choice. So, her outfit choice was rather interesting. Okay. She chose a dress from her existing wardrobe, but she made amendments to it to make it look a bit different. So, it's a white Jenny Packham dress with a black trim at the collar, teamed with a new white saucer shaped hat by Philip Tracy and a black mulberry clutch bag and a white stiletto Jimmy Choo coat. So now we all know that the royal ladies dress up with symbolic intent, okay? And there was a lot of symbolism in Kate's outfit. Did any of you notice any of the symbolism? Did any of you notice any of the symbolism in Kate's outfit? Okay. This is all that happened from the British perspective. So, did let me see whether any of you noticed the symbolism in Kate's outfit. Okay, I'm not going to tax you for too long just because I myself don't intend to stay on here for too long today. Let me explain it, let me break it down to you. So, Kate has heard all the rumors that have been going on, particularly the all the gossip that has been going on behind her back. And this is her way of speaking to the posh set. Okay. Who remembers that movie? It is a very old movie called My Fair Lady. I think it's a 1980s movie. Hold on. let me Google it actually to see what year My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady. Yes, it's a 1964 film. It's a 1964 film. Hold on. Let me look at the comments about your symbolism of Kate's outfit before I tell you, because some people actually attempted to answer the question. So, Sussex Love says, I meant white for rebirth. Yes, there could be, there is that, yes. But a lot of it was referencing this movie. This movie is a British classic. It's kind of aligns with everything Kate has been going through. The story of it in the summary of the story of that movie was that a professor, a very posh professor, took a bet that he could upgrade this market lady and turn her into a lady of the sophisticated set in the UK. So he started to teach her how to dress and how to speak. Guess what the lady's name was? Eliza Doolittle. Eliza Doolittle. Some people say Rose wore the outfit a few months ago. She wore something similar, I agree, but this one is quite specific to this lady in terms of the symbolism. So this one is this lady's name in the movie was called Eliza Doolittle. Kate has heard that they call her Duchess Doolittle. You are absolutely correct. You made the connection, Lady Rose. Absolutely. She has heard that they call her Duchess Doolittle. And what does she do? On her first return to public, she came out fighting. Fighting. Yes. Joanne Baker says Professor Henry Higgins. Absolutely correct. Correct. She came out fighting. Fighting. If you think Kate is frail or there's anything wrong with Kate, you're sadly mistaken. Kate is speaking, she is literally screaming from the rooftops right here. Not only that, this outfit in particular was worn after the Professor Higgins had undertaken intensive re-education of the market girl, like teaching her how to speak, how to behave, and all of that. Then he got her all together, all nipped, tucked, and ready, and thrust her into the public space and said, now go and perform. And she did quite well. If my memory serves me well, she did quite well. So it's quite interesting that her situation being almost similar to the movie character, she decided to borrow a lot of themes from Eliza Doolittle. Look at her hat, look at her outfit. The only thing that is missing is the umbrella. Yes, she was absolutely trolling. She trolled and she was trolling everybody without saying a word. She came back with energy. And guess what? Almost every English person has seen that movie. And as soon as they saw that black and white bow on her shoulder, they knew exactly what she was saying. They knew exactly what she was saying. Puppy Love says, well, in that case, Wizzy, please tell her to send me back my little pennies for the months she didn't work. Well, she will tell you that she was on sick leave and it was cancer. She would tell you that she was on sick leave. Let me look at the comments. Kate is always copying of someone. Kate has her own battle at the moment. She is currently fixated. Kate is um, currently fixated on William and getting him back on point. Okay, getting him back into securing her position is what she's fixated on, whatever it takes. And she has done a good job of that. That's why my thumbnail says she won. All right, so guys, there's another photo of Kate, William, and George in the car on their way to the celebrations. Look at them. This is William. George is in the middle. Obviously, we can't see his face, but Kate, can you see that they don't look like they're even in tune with each other? Not even looking at each other, not even talking to each other. By the way, where are my body language experts at? Because if this were Harry and Meghan, they would claim that George has been placed between William and Kate to reduce the awkwardness of them not speaking to each other. Okay. Um, I have to say, do you guys see Louis? He is now my favorite royal. Like there is now some life in that dusty castle. He is already acting like his position of second spare to George, carefree while George is very prim and proper. He fully realizes that he's not heir and he is free to do whatever he wants to do. So he is doing him properly. Now, this is what a lot of people have been saying online, and I agree. There is a new mark close to her eye. There is a new, can you guys see it? There's a mark that wasn't there before close to her eye. And I don't know what kind of plastic surgery one would have which would leave such a mark. But if it's not that, then it has to be DV. Oh, Lady Rose! Lady Rose says Louis will end up in California with a black lady. Lady Rose! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Anyway, so this is it. Yes, this is it right here. So we can see this mark. It wasn't there before for sure. And you can look at the photograph on the right. This wasn't too long before she disappeared, right? This is a late 2023 photograph. Clearly wasn't there. Something has obviously happened to put the mark there. What is it? What is it? We need to know. We need to know. We need to know. Anyway, so the usual sycophants were up and about out there. Do you know that these are all government ministers? It's like these are all government ministers. This is the prime minister and his most senior ministers were out here in the rain celebrating the king's unofficial birthday. It must have been cold as hell as well, but they were under the rain celebrating an official birthday that's not even the king's real birthday. Uh, Rishi Sunak left a celebratory message for the king on his Twitter page. He said, God save the king. I mean, what do you say to someone who is celebrating his official birthday when it's not even his real birthday? Like, anyway, back to Louis because he's the most interesting one. He seems like he's the only one allowed to have a personality amongst the bunch of people that go in and out of Buckingham Palace. And he's taking full advantage of it anyway. He's just 6 years old. I saw the video of him dancing, unfortunately, due to YouTube's guidelines. I can't play that, but I will upload it to my Instagram account for you guys to see. Even Camilla was looking good today. And even though I can't understand the kind of what kind of hat is she wearing? I don't understand, but okay. She was looking reasonable. And this is one of the photos of Kate arriving the birthday celebrations in the carriage to join the birthday parade. You don't see it at first glance, but there's a lot in her face. First of all, she's lost a lot of weight. It does look like she's not exactly very well. Um, and that she's wearing the smile she has been instructed to wear. It does appear to me that she's not very well. Look at her eyes, and her skin is kind of pale. And yeah, she's lost a lot of weight. She's lost even more weight from the time when she did the cancer video, the cancer announcement video, if that was actually her. But there is a huge difference between that Kate and this one. This one right here has lost at least another 10-15 pounds from that video. Guess who these people are? Let me look at your comments. Uh, Lottie says, I think Camilla was pissed. God always has a sense of humor. Charlotte might bring a black man home too. After all, black men are very handsome. Woo! uh, Weezy, you're very generous to Cruella. That she was looking nice. Well, I did think she was not looking like her usual wild self. And I'm not going to say um, she looked bad when she didn't. Idalina might be a clone. Might be a clone. Ooh, that's a theory. Sussex Love says she hasn't been well for some time. I don't know what's going on with her. I don't believe it's cancer, but she is unwell. I still think that S is going to hit the fan, most likely because they can't seem to handle anything properly. And it seems like when things started to go wrong, they didn't have a comms team. I honestly believe that they didn't have a comms team. I'm checking the video. It looked like Kate was going to hold William's hand, but he walked past her. That's not love. Kate probably lost weight due to stress. I don't believe she had cancer. It is quite likely that that is true as well. I thought this was a lovely photo of Kate and the children in the carriage. But at this point, I kind of felt like Kate was trying to take photos from every angle, left profile, right. Well, anyway, it was this. She had little or no control over that. So that means it's the photographers who were trying to take photographs from every angle because but she was playing along and just turning her head as when and needed. But you know who remains true and doesn't seem to have a game face? Louis. Can you see how he's staring at the person taking the photograph? He's not even pretending. He's like I have something to tell you, but if I did say it, my mom would smack me. So, okay, I'll tell you with my eyes. Look at this. Uh, uh, Camilla and Charles on their way to inspect the guards as part of his duties. Honestly, I agree with you guys that they don't look very happy that they have to share the spotlight with Kate and William today. But I think what has happened is that a deal is a deal. Um, King Charles has had so much time to hug the spotlight. And since he is the monarchy represents a family, right? So there was no way he was going to keep Kate behind the scenes, or he's not able to keep everybody else behind the scenes forever. And on his own, he's not that interesting anyway. So he does have to bring the interesting parts of the family, the interesting people of the family to the fore. And for all her sins, Kate is actually more interesting than all the rest of them for all her sins. I think he definitely wears makeup on a daily basis, for sure. And we've got Sophie. I think her carriage was directly behind Kate and the kids' carriage. So, guys, this is the time where I share my 7,000 versions of my speculation about what's been happening to Kate behind the scenes. Are you ready? Okay, so remember, this is from a totally British perspective. So, I think Kate has been busy negotiating her terms for remaining in the marriage. Yeah, I agree with, I think it was Gwen who said this the other day, or was it Adrian who said this the other day? I know somebody said it to me in the chat, and I've been mulling on it. But someone said if you take out the impossible, what remains is sadly and pathetically the truth. And I think I attribute that quote to James O'Brien, and he might probably got that from somewhere. So I think that there was clearly something going on in their marriage. Look at all these times where she was trying to pat his bottom, like she was trying to reignite the passion in their relationship. I do think everybody is correct when they say she kind of had a mental breakdown, but it wasn't so much of a mental breakdown that she forgot where she was. Nigerian people will say, who they cry, they see road. I might be crying, but I can still see where I'm going. Okay. Yeah. So, and okay, let me walk you through my thoughts and my theory. Okay. So, the first thing was that the cheating scandal was at its height last year, to the point that people uh, found his children from different places, the trips he was taking, and the places he was going to, like Poland, and identifying that he looks like he is bi. Okay. And of course, when you're spreading your seed wide and wide as you can, it does have an effect on your relationship, especially if your relationship is not operating at the highest levels of heat in the home. So, of course, Kate then started to, because they can do that among their set, okay? In the high society, the men and the women, they do have affairs. So I think most likely she was on the hunt for someone to take William's space. Yeah. To the point that she started flirting with men in public. Okay. This was clearly her looking for attention. Okay, because this right here was the most inappropriate thing. Well, I can't say. She beat her own record. Let's just put it that way. She beat her own record for the most inappropriate photographs because she's got her snatch in the public space. She has got her bare bottom in the public space. But this right here at a formal event, oh my God, it must have gotten everybody so furious. And I think there is a photograph of William giving her a telling off at this very event. Yeah, yeah. Then, what do you know? As she was trying to deal with that, the next thing you know, Kate Middleton and King Charles got dragged into a royal racism row as pair accused in Omid Scobie endgame. And Kate, I think that was where the breakdown occurred. Maybe not officially termed as a breakdown, but when she looked around and just felt like everything was collapsing around her. And then this, I think this happened shortly after or shortly before. The rumors, it had been building up, but eventually it got to a point where it was difficult to ignore. Maybe it's possible that she must have been asking William for the money or trying to get some of the money so she could assist her parents. But the money wasn't forthcoming. And then she suddenly realized, hang on, hello, hello. Are you trying to tell me that? Well, actually, if you think about it, I don't have any money. I don't have anything to my name. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I don't have anything. Hold on. What am I going to do? And then her mother said to her, hello, I didn't pay all that money in private school so that you can just come there and be a mattress. Get yourself together, man. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. All right? Get up. He can't do what he needs to do without you. This is the best time for you to negotiate how you're going to be queen. If you move forward before he ascends the throne, you are completely done for. This is the best time for you to get what you need to get out of him. Okay? Get a house, get a car, get money in your name, get money in a trust fund for yourself. Of course, the children, I'm sure they do have trust funds, uh, but you need to have something for yourself. And I think that this period was a battle between William and Kate, negotiating what has actually been going on. The reason why we've seen fake photos is because William thought he would be able to out negotiate Kate. He underestimated the importance of having a partner by his side for over 13, 14 years. So she really had him in a bind. She had him by the balls, completely had him by the balls. Nothing he could do about that. While we are talking, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't liked, please hit the like button. It helps the video from being suppressed by the derangers. Go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Our new target is 5,000 subscribers. We are gently easing our way onto the subscribers. Okay. Right. So Will thought he'll be able to manage without Kate in the public eye, but I think he has now realized that she brings interest to his events. Otherwise, no one cares what he's doing. Also, the monarchy is a family business. Emphasis on family. So, how is a family business? How is it a family business if no one sees the family but only sees one person? So, He, it was already a non-starter, his strategy. It failed. And what you can see, I think, in Kate's face is her being smug, like, okay, I I threw my weight around and I won. This story has to do with her parents' business. The racist part doesn't bother them because that's who they are. But I don't think that they want anyone to know or to say it in public because I think it affects their business partnerships. Don't forget, they're not just confined to the UK, but they have to do business with other people, like people in America, for instance, people in Europe. So if they are identified as being racist, that means that when they go to campaign for money from other countries or organizations, nobody will want to have anything to do with them if they're being labeled as racist. So they had to get that tag off from them. And which is why the cancer card works well. I mean, it's given people some time to forget that they were once being accused of being racist and now to come forward with them being, their position is, well, we're recovering from cancer. Well, we're recovering from cancer. Hello. Let me look at your comments. Lorna says, I understand the receivers handling the administration of party pieces didn't get their fee from the Middletons, so they wrote it off as a business loss for tax purposes. I saw that article as well. I saw that article as well. And I'm just wondering, and I just wondered, now that she has, they've been able to secure some kind of agreement and she has now appeared in public, does that mean that they've been able to settle some of the debt at least? I mean, supposedly William is supposed to be a billionaire, right? So how come he's not able to take care of everything? Because 2.5 million to a billionaire is nothing. Will's is so boring that whoever he's married to would be the one to bring some interest. Yes, even a jam jar can is more interesting than William. Ron says, my cousin was on chemo and honey, it took her out. She beat cancer and her hair did grow back and she lost weight, which made her look better. But chemo treatments she has not seen. Lottie says, Harry told you it was a family business. Anyone notice she seemed to be afraid or jumpy to look towards Camilla? Really? I didn't notice. Nah, I don't believe Kate negotiated or has any power at all. The royal family are dangerous. She doesn't have the upper hand. Okay. After this event, you won't see Kate again. Ask me about this in November 27th to be exact. November 27th? Is that when it is King Charles's actual birthday? I know his birthday is in November. I want to know why the Unroyal media never tells us how much the taxpayer have paid for her to the nines. Joanne Baker says, I agree, Wizzy. Wills was trying to push him being single. It didn't work. Nobody is interested. Nobody is interested. But when Kate is with him, I mean, look at all the frenzy today. For those people who really love Kate, they pay attention to what she's wearing, what she's doing, whether they look like they follow everything. And Little Max says, don't forget the Epstein leaks about Kate and the Branson guy. Yep, yep, yep. I already did that, my friend, many months ago. Every time I hear you, you're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, I believe Kate has money, as every time she gets titles, she gets more money. Really? Williams billions are in infrastructure, not liquid cash. These people aren't that rich. Hmm. Ah, it's my birthday, November 27th. Oh, was that a sly way of you telling me? Okay, I'm going to keep a birthday present ready for you. Are you a Sagittarius? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to leave some time so that you can call in to discuss further if you care. But before we do that, I'm just gonna, because personally, I just did this video for you guys. Personally, these people bore me to no end. I am so disappointed. I am like, I was talking to someone and I was trying to. I am like the Wizard of Oz. I am like the little girl in the Wizard of Oz, who was very disappointed in uh, all the stories that I have been led to believe as a British person about the royal family. I am at the stage right now where I can't even look at them, honestly. So I I don't even want to know what they're doing. I don't even care about William. I don't even care about Kate. One thing I do care about with regard to William is that I wish he would just shave his head properly instead of having a comb over. Why is this the royal haircut? He would look so much more handsome if he just properly, you know, cut everything down and had a shaved head. Really, he would look so much more handsome. He would look, yeah. Just accept the reality. Your hair is gone, or get a full wig and wear it. Okay. uh, I am relieved to see others realize Kate is as grotesque as the rest of the royal family. I think she was already grotesque when she joined them, and then when she joined them, she just even became worse. Well, it's true though. He needs to shave his head. It's literally an annoyance. Every time I look at him and see those three strands he's got on the center of his head, then he would, I feel like he would, okay, maybe not handsome, but he would look less silly. He would look less silly. He was like, he would be at least a little bit self-aware that he knows that he's having his hair like that doesn't make him look better. And I've looked as for some reason one day I was looking at his head and I happened to notice his haircut. And it doesn't even seem like he takes the pains to go to like a proper salon. I won't be surprised if he has his valet cutting his hair because it didn't look like an even cut. It maybe to look make him look less. Yeah, it will. How do you look at yourself in the mirror with three strands of hair across the center of your head and you're okay with it? Like it seems untidy just on its own, and I'm not even OCD. Oh, every time I look at him, I just want to take a clipper and shave it off, like shave everything off. Anyway, what does this have to do with our faves? Well, Because as I said, I don't even like to look at these people, and the only reason why I look at them now is to see and measure what they're doing and what impact uh, they're doing has on our faves. And it seems to me like some people have said this that Nacho posted um a new product from Megan today on his page. It's raspberry jam, and Megan has added to the mystery because she said it was 2 out of 2. And people are now wondering, so who got number one? Who got number one? And apart from that, there was also a, a jar of dog biscuits. And we know that um, Megan is a pet lover, so it would be quite normal for her to do have products for dogs. So she's got the dog biscuits there. What do you guys think? Well, while Harry and Meghan are just trying to live their lives and mind their business, I love it for them. There are no leaks in Montecito. I love it. They can pop their head out anytime they want to and go back in. But my spidey senses were already telling me while I was working on this video that if Nacho posted the jam and the dog biscuits on his page, then it looks like we're going to be hearing from the Sussex camp as soon as Monday. But do you know, I spoke too soon. Yeah, he's not handsome. I took that back. I took it back. I think he just would look less silly if he's got 3 strands of hair across his head. What we've seen is Harry has been seen attending a Wounded Warriors game in San Francisco with the Warrior Games. He was in San Francisco, I think today, attending Wounded Warrior Games with San Francisco. And while these people are over here delighting in pomp and pageantry, while people are sleeping on the streets of UK, there is food poverty all over the place. And can you imagine how much money has been spent? Did you see the parade? There were more than 400 grown men parading about, singing songs, and all for what? If he was asked the question and said, "Why are you still doing this? Is not your birthday today." Let's assume that he was being interviewed and someone asked him, "So is today your birthday?" He would say no. Okay, why are we doing this? Oh, it's always been done. It's been done since 1782. Yeah, but this is almost 200, 300 years later. Do we still have to do this? He would not be able to answer the question. I'm all for traditions. I love tradition myself. I'm a very traditional chick in some respects. But this makes no sense. This makes no sense. Sussex love. Wills is not. They're playing with Wills. That's a joke. Yeah, do you know what crossed my mind when I was thinking about Megan popping her head out? I was just thinking about that Kendrick's line in his song "Not for Us." It's like sometimes you've got to pop out and show somebody. Yes, that's what Harry and Meghan need to do. This is what sometimes they have to pop out and show people that they're still here. They execute things properly, I can just imagine that when Harry and Meghan decided that they were going to change direction, they were going to be working more behind the scenes, they had to take classes, they had to join people, they had to learn more about the industry that they were going into. And that's why they execute so well and they aim for excellence in everything that they're doing. So Harry has been about the business of taking care of people, while these people are just there taking care of themselves as usual. And guess what? All because they can rely on this. Kate has successfully gotten them out. Kate and King Charles have successfully gotten them out of the racism allegations, because now, if anyone says anything to them, it will be like, "Oh, how can you say that to me? You're so mean. I've got cancer. I've got cancer." Ron, let me look at your comment. You said, if you're accused of racism, how can you sway public outlook by claiming that you have a disease that everyone can sympathize with? Everyone has been touched by cancer. So Charles and Kate, yep. Waity pretends she's got cancer means Willard can't divorce her until she's better. Absolutely. Absolutely. See that cancer card? I don't know who advised Kate. It must be her mother. It must be her mother who said to her, "What are you doing? What, my friend, are you doing? We didn't spend all this money for you to go to these expensive schools, for you to just have your legs in the air and pop out children. We need you to have some good cash, cash, cash." So get to working for it. Get to working for it. Okay, guys, if you would like to join the conversation, I am going to drop the link in the chat. If you would like to make any comments, you can join me in the chat. You can click on the link in the chat, which I am going to be dropping in the next 2 minutes. And then we can go on. Yeah, uh, Lakiva says, Megan's jam. I can't wait until I get some. Yeah, it seems like they've got a new flavor. It's raspberry jam now. I think the other one was strawberry jam. Now they've got raspberry jam and they've got dog biscuits. Megan must be working so hard behind the scenes to get her business off the ground, and she most probably is filming the cooking show. So she does not have time to pay attention to what the royal media are doing. We Hi, Sussex love. How are you doing? Do you have any comments for me? What are your thoughts? What do you think of my theory?
Wow. Yeah, all of those are very plausible because definitely Kate needed some help to come up with anything because she's not a clever person. She's not a logic person. She's not a thinker. She's barely a speaker. So, yeah, very plausible. I don't know what her end game is, whether it's to get a better position for divorce or not to get divorced and get that, bigger house for her and the kids. I
Mm.
don't know what her end game is, though.
I can probably assume that she would need to get some property in case anything happened to her. Her mother must have said
Hmm.
to her, "Do you think that we were able to send you to school? Uh, just by lifting our leg. No, my friends, go there, get some money. Your man has money. Your father-in-law has money. They're
Hmm.
supposedly billionaires. It should not just reflect on you from the clothes that you're wearing. You need to have some cool cash in your name. Your name. Is your name on the title of the house where you're living? Nope. Is your name on the car? Nope. What do you own? Even the children you don't own.
That's
Like,
right. It can take her children away.
so Marcia says Kate's end game is to be queen. I can totally see that. I can totally see that she is willing to sacrifice everything because there must be some benefits, like some financial benefits
You would
to.
think.
Well, you're absolutely right. You would think, but there must be some benefits to being the queen of the UK where
Queen
your
of the UK.
husband is the heir. Well, I can only assume there must be, because otherwise, how did Prince Philip have all those millions in his bank account? He
Well,
wasn't working.
Prince Philip was smart though.
Yeah.
Kate is not. And he was a man, and they have more respect for men than they do women in that institution.
Well, I think that's why she's got her mom, who
Hmm.
must be telling her, listen to me, listen. It's not all about listen. It's not all about looking pretty. You
Mm.
have to get up there and do something. Okay, I'm also going to drop the link in the chat so that if
But what
anybody
was
else wants to prefer or share your theories on what you think Kate is doing, then please feel free to come up and click on the link so we can discuss. Not going to be long though. We're not going to be discussing for long, so hurry up, click on the link,
but what
so that
was
we
why
can
would
go
she
through.
allow them to drag her family through the mud and talk about how poor they were and how it's strain on William, and while she was supposedly had cancer, William wasn't concerned with him looking bad doing that
Mm,
while she has cancer. I'm not sure that he wouldn't still divorce her, even if she's supposed to have cancer. I think he's really tired of her.
I think
I
so
think
too. I think so too. But I think, remember in Spare when Harry said that when you get married in the royal family, it unlocks some benefits for
mm,
you. So
mm.
I think also that when you get divorced, then you lose some benefits as well.
Charles got divorced.
Charles got divorced, that is absolutely true. And I can't imagine what benefits that he was able to, unless she's got something on him. Otherwise, all of this that we're talking about makes no sense. The only thing that
No.
makes sense to me is that she did all of this because there were so many things. Anyway, there was his constant cheating, which well, I think at this point she has assumed that they're no longer in love, but they are partners, just like Will and Jada Pinkett.
Mm,
Okay, right. So that's out of the way, and then the racism thing, um list thing. I'm trying not to say the name due to YouTube guidelines.
mm.
Mm. And then her mother must have said, okay, if you were going to leave now, let's say because, when someone is about to leave you, unless you are blind, you can see the writing on the wall, right? So
Hmm.
the mother must have said to him, he's behaving like he's about to leave you. Okay, if he left you today, would you have anything? And let's start from our own situation. We don't have money. You are supposed to be our first daughter. Where's the money at?
Good point.
Where's the money at? And then if you decide that you're not going to keep on bec- attending all these engagements, then you will find out that he will eventually have to negotiate with you and give you something. They can't just be using you and not give you anything. And that's exactly what they did, they were proposing to do to Megan. So, are we then now safe to conclude that it was the same deal that they
Mm.
offered to Megan that Kate had?
I just
Nothing?
can't. I just can't see Kate ever giving up on her end game to be queen. I
Mm,
agree with Marsha on that. I mean, she waited 10 years for him. She changed her school just so she could go and be where he was, so she
mm,
could get him. Waited 10 years while they drug her through the mud, called her Lady Katie. All those pictures with her dress flown up overhead with her butt hanging out. She
mm,
didn't care about being humiliated,
mm,
So falling down drunk in the cab with him. So I can't imagine what he would do to her that would make her leave if she hung in through all of that. If she really wants to be queen, I can't see that she would give that up. I mean, because why would she go through all this hell and then not get what she really entered it into the thing for?
mm. But is it possible? I'm not disputing what you're saying because everything we don't know the truth of anything, do we? But we're just speculating. Is it possible that they were thinking that once she became the wife to the heir to the throne, that she would experience more financial benefits than she has gotten? And
Mm,
she's been here for over 10 years now,
mm-hmm.
and she can't still see nothing.
Right, right, right. Good point. Lady Rose says the link isn't working for her for some reason.
Oh, let me do it again.
I don't know. I mean, this
Yeah,
well,
go ahead.
then this was the time for her to be negotiating, because when William tried that, the monarchy is better off without Kate, and he got a backlash, which is probably why she showed up for Trooping the Colors. Charles probably begged her
Yeah,
to come,
yeah, yeah,
so his
yeah.
Trooping the Colors wouldn't be ruined, because he knew nobody was going to watch him.
Nobody,
So
everybody would want to watch because Kate was showing up. Yes, you're
yes,
absolutely correct.
so maybe she finally got a clue. Well, maybe this can be my bargaining chip. So let's hope her mother was smart enough to use it, because I know Kate wouldn't be.
It's
I
ridiculous that
It's
someone, but I did you know, I really, really, I think I admire people who are able to be that cold minded and just focus on when you're in a relationship with someone, they don't focus on the money. They don't focus on, sorry, they focus on what they're looking to get out of the relationship rather than the actual loving relationship which you're supposed to have entered into you
mm,
know, sometimes I really envy those kind of people because
yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah, I know that's right. Adrian Burrows, call in, because I'm not sure that Kate is that deep. If you want to defend your points, because I really don't think Kate is that deep.
Uh oh, is this what you're responding to? Adrian says Kate sees the love Harry is getting. I think she's going to leave the royal, take away your life. No friends, no parents, no voice. Yeah. I mean, look
Did
at
Did she
Kate.
have any friends before
She
she went in
doesn't
the
have
royal
any
family?
friends. She
No, she's
doesn't.
she's a mean girl, just like Camilla. Probably why
Yeah.
they don't get along. Except Camilla feels that she's not. She's aristocracy and Kate's a commoner. But Camilla don't like no girls. You see how she treated the president's wife of France.
Yeah.
She's not warm at all. Kate's the same way. Kate's bitter and hostile, and she's a mean girl. She's screaming at her staff. They're talking about Megan's staff leaving. It was Kate's staff that was running for the hills. One girl quit before she even started. They had announced
Yes, I
that she
remember
died,
that.
and she quit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And they talk about Megan was the difficult one, really?
All right, Sussex Love, I'm going to drop you down now and bring Lady Rose up.
Okay. Hey,
Thank you
Lady
for
Rose.
your
You're
thank you for your
welcome.
calling.
Okay.
Hi, Lady Rose. How you doing?
Hi, family. How y'all doing? How is everybody doing? I'm so excited. Oh, Weezy, I was waiting for you. I tell you, I was waiting for you. Bring all the juice around here. Yeah, it's been a long time. How you doing, sis?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Fine, fine, fine. Waiting for for the warm weather to come around, and it seems like we're going to wait forever without having any warm weather this year. But we keep hoping. We keep hoping that we keep hoping. How you been? Have you finished everything?
I've finished everything. I'm gonna finish everything on Monday.
Monday. Oh my
Yes, I'm
God.
gonna sign all the papers on Monday. Yes, yes.
Congratulations, my love. Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks, sis. So here, people, this thing here, y'all know what's going on with these people. I'm
Mhm.
telling y'all, because apparently there was a media people around who kind of like said they wanted to investigate. They wanted the investigation to know where Kate was. So
Yes,
that's why these people pulled Kate from wherever she was.
right.
And I don't believe in the big C diagnosis here. No.
Neither do I.
And y'all do see y'all kind of think like she lost weight. To me, she looks normal. That's how she looks. She looks different in different clothing. It depends
Okay.
whatever clothing she wears. She just looks like the way she was around Christmas to me. Well,
Mm,
I'm looking at her from America. I'm looking at her with critical thinking eyes. Okay,
mhm,
so
mhm,
with that critical thinking eyes, she look exactly to me, and she looks very healthy. The problem here is the divorce. And
mhm.
guess what? Get the juice. Remember, Sarah Ferguson got divorced, right?
Yes.
And until now, she still lives with Prince Andrew because she did not really get big of anything divorce settlement.
Yes.
So why do we expect Kate to get something relevant if that one never got that one? Princess Diana had money. She came from aristocracy. She had a trust, family trust, whatever. That's what she left for her children. And when she divorced, remember they took her to Kensington Palace. They gave her an apartment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not like you can't take that apartment with you. So you are being like a what do you call the people the renters? You actually renting an apartment,
Mm.
and whatever they're gonna give you is probably gonna be $2 million. And what are you gonna do with $2 million?
Especially when your lifestyle and the lifestyle that you didn't necessarily ask for, like what Harry says, by virtue of the fact that she's royal, she needs royal protection. So who's going to pay for that? And
Exactly. So that's what happened with Princess Diana. So I believe right now she's probably trying to negotiate something, which
yeah.
I do not believe is going to be successful because of that reputation. You said with YouTube, we can't say lots of words here. So
Hmm.
let me keep my words to myself, but just
Hmm.
take those bad reputation there about
Hmm.
her with the uncle and all those messed up bouillabaisse. It sounds French to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's all I had to say.
No, that's fine. Thank you so much, love. Thank you.
All right, sis, I love you so much. Hey, I'm gonna go back in the
All
chat.
right. All right.
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, everybody. I love y'all, family.
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Hi. I just wanted to say one thing. Now, if you think about it, Kate's ultimate goal is to become queen.
Mm-hmm.
The only way she can do that, remember, she had that racism thing going on, and people was
Mm-hmm.
really hating on her.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's funny that the two people who were accused of racism
Mm-hmm.
got cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer erases every bad thing they've ever done.
Absolutely.
And it makes everybody, because everybody has been touched by cancer. You have a family member,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who has had cancer. So, and also it makes it hard for William to divorce her.
Right
William
as she
can't
says that
divorce.
she has the cancer.
because she has cancer. And
Mhm.
because now people love her more than ever. If he divorces her, the monarchy is over.
Hmm.
I mean, think about it. I mean, she has everyone on her side now.
But didn't Princess Diana?
Well, that was different because you had the queen still living.
Mm,
And while the queen lived, no matter what, and she told them, well, maybe you guys should just divorce.
mm,
So she was always there to keep it together. Now she was strong because she had been queen for years. Charles just became queen, I mean king. So
okay.
he's not strong, and he has a mistress who's his queen. So I mean, you have to think about how the optics look. Kate has
Um,
never been a mistress. She's always been a wife.
mm,
She waited for William for years.
mm-hmm.
And for him to just throw her away after she's had cancer, she's given
Mm,
him three children, the optics. He
yeah,
can't get rid of her now.
yeah.
He can't stand her,
That's
but he can get
obvious. I
rid of
think
her.
even today, when they slowed down some of the videos from today's events, like you could almost see William being short with her. Sorry, while we're talking, can I just say to everyone, if you're just joining us and you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment in the comment section. Just helps the video to be seen by all who would love to participate. Okay, go on.
And I just think that is more about optics with them. Like
Mm,
he wanted to divorce her.
mm.
And Camilla was trying to help him. You know, she's been palling around with Rose and very
With
friendly,
Rose, yeah.
and they've been going places together.
Mm-hmm.
But with this strategy that Kate's playing to win because Kate, her ultimate goal is to become queen. Even a high school friend and some teachers stated that they would only date guys who were wealthy.
Mm,
She and her sister Pippa. So they would only date guys that were wealthy. So if you look at it, and then her teacher stated that she was supposed to go to another university, but she decided to go to the University of St. Andrews because she found out that William was going. So
going there.
William took a gap year, she took a gap year
Mm-hmm.
so that she could change schools.
Mm.
Now, if that's not the ultimate social climber, don't tell me. And if you're going to, and she had a full scholarship to the school that she turned down to
Mm,
change to St. Andrew.
mm,
So if she's going, then William had a girlfriend at the time. She
mm-hmm.
pretended to be friends with the girl just to
Mm-hmm.
get close to William. I mean, now this is all in a movie. It was a movie they put out showing their college days. And
Yeah.
William had an aristocratic girlfriend. And
Mm-hmm.
Kate became friends with the girl, and Kate pretended that she liked to run. You know, William, he likes to run. So she
Mm,
would run, and you know how you casually bump into somebody, like, oh,
mm-hmm.
gee, you're running. Can we run together? I mean, be for real. I mean, and with him, now he looks like Diana,
Yep.
but he's more his attitude, his everything is like his father.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not a one person man. Like he's
Mm.
just not that. He's probably cheated on her the whole time they've been together, even
Being
the 10 years
together.
she waited.
Mm.
So I mean, you have to think about it. She's used to it. So she's put up with it this long. Do you think she's going to allow Rose to run her away? Now see, Diana, she didn't have a mother.
Mm.
And you can tell that Carol is made of strong stuff.
Yes.
Carol would not allow
Yeah.
Kate to leave William.
But what is the benefit to them? This is what I can't get my head around. Because if you are in the midst of money, money is, it's just like that saying, water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. What's the point of being with a billionaire if the billionaire don't pay your bills? It must have been a moment of awakening for her when her parents were having financial troubles and
Believe
she
me,
couldn't
they're
support them.
going to get something out of that. Okay?
Mm,
Believe me. They're going look, you don't stick around people who are
mm,
wealthy and well known
mm.
without gathering secrets.
Right.
I mean, look at now people like okay, like I always use this for example,
Mm-hmm.
okay. You know Donald Trump, okay. You know
Yep.
Omarosa, the black girl who used to work
Yep.
for him. Black
Mm-hmm.
lady who used to work for him. Everybody's
Yep.
like, "Oh, she's so dumb. Oh, she's so dumb." She's the only person who did not go to prison. She's the only person that recorded every conversation she had with Donald Trump. She wrote a book about Donald Trump. He did not sue her. He the book she made millions off of.
Mm-hmm.
She sued Donald Trump and got millions. So you don't associate with wealthy people unless you get their secrets. And
Mm,
Kara is not a person who sits around and wait for something to happen to her. She's a
mm.
smart cookie. Believe me,
Yeah, I
she's
agree
gathered.
with that. I agree with that completely. She is the one, even if Kate got carried away with all the glitz of being in those homes like Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace and all whatnot.
And see, they want to claim Megan is running the show to show you Megan is not running the show because Megan never wanted to accept Frogmore.
Mm,
She wanted to buy their own property.
okay.
Harry accepted the property from his grandmother. And
Mm,
because, and she stated in Oprah Winfrey, that is his family, so she went along with him.
mm,
She was being a good wife.
mm,
Because think about it, all the money that they paid and put into that property, they could have had their own property.
mm.
And I always thought if you gave somebody something, you didn't there was no return. Like in America, if my family gave me a house, it's my house.
Yes. I was quite surprised by that as well, that they were able to take the house back. Because it's a leasehold property. Obviously, the way leasehold works is not yours forever, but it is yours for the period number of years on the lease. So, what a leasehold is like, they can give you a property and say you can stay in this property for, I don't know, I think the longest length in the UK used to be 120 years, and say, I give you this lease to stay in this property for 120 years. During this period, for the period you're going to stay in this property, you will pay a lump sum of XYZ. So the gift in that for Harry and Meghan was that they were given the lease to stay in the property, and instead of paying a lump sum, they were paying a monthly amount to the crown purse.
No, they pay it yearly. Because see, they paid their yearly rent, and that's when they received the eviction notice. They waited until they paid the yearly rent. I remember
Mm,
this. They
mm,
paid the rent. Then the next month, they received the eviction.
okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and I just think that I just for me, I think Kate is just playing the long game. She's playing the long game because she wants to be queen. And her mother and father, they want a title.
Mm.
So, you know,
So what
that's
is
all.
the long game that she's playing? Lay it
Because
out for
she
me.
wants to be queen and
Mm,
she knows that she's making it hard for William to get rid of her. Because William
mm,
wants to be with Rose now.
mm,
I do believe he wants to be. I mean, when she got sick, where did he take her? He took her to the cottage well, Rose lived right behind the cottage. Like they could have stayed where they were, where the
Mm,
hospital and doctors were, but he took her somewhere where she would have to, drive a great distance back to the doctor in the hospital.
mm,
So he didn't want to be away from Rose.
mm,
That's the same thing his father in um Charles, Diana. They say that Camilla had a house behind Diana and Charles' country
mm,
home.
mm,
So it's the same. It's like a 360. It's just the
mm,
son is doing what the father did,
mm,
and history is repeating itself.
mhm,
So I mean, you don't have to be too smart if history is repeating itself.
mm,
Kate is not a dummy. She knows that okay, if history is repeating itself, he's doing the same thing his father did. My days
mhm,
are numbered.
mm,
She doesn't want her days numbered.
mm,
So therefore, she's
mhm,
she's playing the counselor role because I'm sorry, she's the same weight she was when they did the walk from at Christmas time.
mhm.
She has not lost any weight. People, it's just the way that the
Really?
dress is.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at.
Now, see the dress, she wore that same dress
Yeah.
2023 to the Trooping of the Color. What she did, she went back and she changed the ribbing setting in it. So if you go
Yes,
to
I saw that.
2023,
Yeah.
the dress fits her the same way that it fit her that year. So
Mm,
she hasn't lost any weight, she hasn't gained any weight.
mm. The picture, when I saw a photograph of her in the carriage, she looked to me like
She's
she
had
had
she's
lost.
had a cosmetic surgery. That's what it looks like to me. Look, her
Okay.
mold is missing.
This one. Can you see the photo on the screen?
Yes.
This
Her,
one. Look at it. Look at her
her
face.
mold is missing. Her wrinkles are gone. It
Uh,
takes about 6 months for your face to heal
mm.
if you have a cosmetic surgery.
It
My
takes
cousin
how
got
long?
it takes up to 6 months for your face to heal
Okay.
because it's going to be bloated after surgery, so it has to go down.
Mm.
So when she was in the car, if you remember, with her mother, about three
Mm.
months ago, her face was bloated.
Was that her though? Was
Yes,
that
that was
her?
her. Was no moles on her face. Her face was bloated because when you have cosmetic surgery, they removed it because they were moving the skin up.
Mm.
So yeah, that was her
Okay.
because her face was bloated. Any
Mm.
now look, her face is gone down. Like if you
Mm.
have plastic surgery,
Mm.
it you bloat up and then
Mm.
you go down
Mm.
because you're
Anyway,
releasing the fluid. So
I these people just annoy me to no end. Honestly, the foolishness is just out of this world. They obviously don't think like the rest of us. And it just like everybody else, not going too far, but I did wish for her that she would be okay so that she could be there for her children because we've all seen what happened to Harry. But outside of that, she is on her own. It's almost like karma came spinning back real quick to slap her on the face and say, "Oh, you want to get rid of the black lady, right? Okay, I'm going to show you what it's like to be here on your own." And she had not been in this situation where she's in now before, because
yeah,
all the
she
while they
was
had
before Megan
Harry.
came. Before
Sorry?
Megan came, she was in this situation. Remember, they united in their hatred for Megan.
No, what I mean is that not her not being in this situation before, in the sense that she had Harry in her corner. He was her emotional husband, should we say. And then
True,
when
true, true. Harry was her emotional husband. He was her. I thought if you didn't know any better, you would think he was a spiritual and emotional husband. And I think that that is why they're so angry that he left,
Hmm.
because he made William and Kate seem like a couple,
United pair, like a couple, a proper
made them
couple.
look united. And when
Hmm.
Megan came around, she couldn't stand it because she was not the center of attention.
Attention. Yeah. And Harry's, of course, naturally, his attention was drawn to his wife. And so Kate was left hanging. And so I can see how Kate would then feel the need, because she's that type of woman, to sabotage Megan every chance she got. I mean, she wouldn't even stay around. Remember in Spare when Harry said when he brought him and Megan went to Williams because they were going on a, was it a shooting trip or something? And he asked after Kate, and William said she took the kids somewhere insignificant, like she couldn't even stay around just to say hello to his girlfriend.
I tell you, I'm just happy Megan got out because I really think that they intended to do something really terrible to her.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
really think they did. I think they intended to, and I think that they were all involved in it, even the dead queen. I'm sorry, because now it's coming out that she even said that Megan was the devil incarnate. Now that is what one of those royal rotor, is that what
We
you
can't
call 'em?
believe what the royal water wants to say.
Well, they said that that's what
If
the
we can't
queen
believe
said.
them on other things, then surely we can't believe them on
That's
this.
true, but the lady who used to dress the queen, she
Mm,
was on one of their shows and she stated some comments that
yeah.
she said the queen said to her. Now I don't know how truthful you can believe her
She's
because
the one
she
who ganged up with William to refuse Megan the
tiara.
tiara, isn't it?
Yes.
So, how much of that would you believe? I
Well,
think they
she
would
said
want
that.
people to believe that the Queen didn't like Megan. They've been trying to push that campaign for the longest time.
Well, now she said that the queen promised William that
Mm-hmm.
she would never let Megan wear
Mm-hmm.
any of the crown pieces that Diana wore.
Mm. I don't believe that. That's just getting to the level of
That's
unreasonable.
really nasty. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
don't believe
okay,
that.
I was like, now this lady is dead, and you
Mm.
think that it's making her sound good, but really,
It's
it's
making her
proving a
sound like
point
the racist person
that.
that you said she's not.
And did you see the wedding? I mean, be for real.
Mm,
He does not work with I understand he's a billionaire. I understand he's in a total different segment from somebody else. But you
mm.
remember now that money is inherited. It's his father. It's not like he made the billion. I'm talking about the Duke of Westminster. He
Okay.
had not one person of color at that wedding.
Yeah. In their social set, normally, they don't have black people. Where are they going to find them from? They only move amongst themselves. Give you, that's why they sometimes call them that word inbred.
And
So
that's
they
why I
don't
believe
move.
Megan.
They don't move among like the regular people. So they only would typically, according to the rules of high society, would only visit them, people like them, marry people like them, work with people like them. So this part of the reason, these are not rules that the regular person would know about, or if you're not like typically British, it would sound very strange to you. But this is very, very very old school traditional rules that they tend to live by, which was why Harry bringing a black girl home was like a travesty. Oh my God, he has
Oh,
married a.
so that is why they have to punish Megan. So
Yeah,
everything that actually Harry does is Megan's fault
well,
because
yeah,
they have to punish her. Okay, now I understand because
yeah.
I did not understand that. I was like, now they can blatantly see that he's saying this out of his mouth, but
Mhm.
they change it around and say, "Oh, it's Megan's fault."
It's Megan. Yeah, because Harry at a point was, I love me some Harry, trust me. But Harry was at some point able to go along because, as he said, he had been indoctrinated in the ways of the high society, which comprises of the royal family as well. It wasn't until Megan came, and Megan has a different outlook on life. She's had to work for everything, and she's looking at everything and looking at where he says his limitations are. And she says, actually, no, that's not true. You can go further than that. Here's how. And the blame that they're assigning to Megan is, how dare you tell him and show him where the exits are?
Yeah,
How dare
that's
you show
true.
him where the
That's
exits
true.
are?
But
How
Kate better start liking black people because I'm gonna tell you that Louis, honey, not. She might
Ooh!
not be black, but she's gonna be a lady of color.
He
So
might come back with the blackest the blackest lady ever just because.
yeah, because Megan is not. You can't tell really. I mean, and I can understand that because she said that the jokes that Harry friends were telling,
Mm,
they didn't know that she was half black,
mhm,
so they would tell, and she got angry.
mm,
So I'm like, and if anybody saw her interview that she did in 2012, where she talked about her mother
mm,
being called the N word,
mm,
and how the person didn't associate her with her mother because
mm,
she doesn't look black,
yeah.
and you wouldn't think that that was her mother.
Mm,
And she was like, she got really upset because, and they were shocked. And she had some choice words to say about it, and to that person. And
yes.
I'm like, I think maybe you're probably telling the truth that they're so used to being around their own that
Yes.
they don't actually, when they're together, they don't watch what they say.
No, they don't watch what they say. I can actually tell you because I am in a town which is like 2.5 hours away from London, which means that majority of the time, what you have, I think I walked on the streets of this town for like 3 months before I found another black person.
Whoa.
We don't tend to think about it that way, especially if we're coming from a place where, like, you have a lot of black people, because you fail to realize that in this place, what it is that they have majority white people in some areas. And some people, as soon as they begin to see black people popping up, they move out of those areas.
Okay, they do that in the United States too.
Yeah, they move away from the black people and the and so when you
Well,
go to
now,
those areas where you, yeah, go on.
do they okay, in certain towns in England, like I know that it was this lady up north, she would move into white communities and they would actually pay her
Mm-hmm.
to not buy the house. Do
Mm.
they do that over in England too?
I'm not really sure, but what I can say is that they still discriminate against giving people homes in the UK because they're not white. I literally moved into this town. I was supposed to be renting, but I couldn't find a place to rent, so I had to buy. And the kind of house that I had to buy was one that I wasn't even ready. I wasn't planning to buy, but because of the way things were, like they would tell you when you go to rent the house, they would say, all right, put your name down and give us all your details. The landlord is going to look through your application and then approve. So you can imagine if there are 5 people on the application and 4 of them are white and it's you who is black, no matter how good a job you've got, the landlord just decides not to pick you. I had that experience like 8 to 10 times before I just realized it's not going to happen. And then you don't realize because, like, I was coming from London
Right.
to this place where you have more black people, so you're used to getting more of everything. Like if you want to rent a house, it's not a problem. If you want to buy a house, it's not a problem. But when you move into areas where they're not used to having black people operating on the same level as them, then you begin to experience the other layer of racism. So it might be, I have not experienced that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for picking up my
that's all
my
right, love.
call.
Thank you so much
And
for
I
sharing as
really
well.
learned a lot about England because I didn't think that they were as racist because I know a lot of people from America is like, well, I'm gonna go to England and I won't have to deal with all this racism.
Oh
And
no,
to find out that we're actually less racist over here because I can move anywhere I want because there are laws. You can't discriminate.
yeah. Well, there are laws here, but these people have a very subtle way of getting around those laws. And I think sometimes black people have a disadvantage. The disadvantage is that, especially if you are coming from a place where black people are on the same level or majority, our hearts don't have that seed of hate in it. So when we experience certain things, we're kind of confused by it for until you realize what it is you're dealing with, because it's very subtle. Just like I told you about the situation where I was looking for a house. Nobody told me that they were not going to rent a house to me because I was black. But every time I went to see a house, I viewed it, I provided all my documents that they requested for. They could see I could afford the house. I could see that I had savings. And my previous landlord also gave me a reference. I had the character reference. I had everything that they asked for, but they still wouldn't rent me a house. So it takes a while for the penny to sink in, to drop, and you realize that, oh, actually, I'm not like them. I'm not like them.
Oh, okay. Now I understand how Megan felt. So it took her going into that environment to realize that she was completely not like them. That's what she
Yes,
meant by she had never been treated the way she
yes,
was treated before.
yes.
Okay, now I realize that. Okay, well, thank you for explaining that to me because I had never been explained explained that to
Yeah,
before like that. Well, so thank you so much,
no
and
problem.
I'm enjoying your live. I've never caught your live. I've always listened and watched you on replay.
Okay.
So this is something different. So thank you.
You're
Have
very
a blessed
welcome.
day. Goodbye.
All right. You too. And bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This is all that I have for today. I really enjoyed the last conversation because it gave me an opportunity to discuss what happens here in the UK. And yeah, this is in terms of racism activism, the UK is light years behind the US for sure. For sure. So, for sure. So that means that there's a lot less that you see us doing, being able to do. And the situation is completely different over here in the UK, and that is why even us, we would not be surprised that at a place like the Duke of Westminster's wedding, for instance, that there is no black person there, because we're used to it. We know already that they don't. Where are they going to see the black person? They don't go to school with them if they can help it. They don't go to church with them. Nothing. And they always act so very ignorant and surprised when they have to deal with a black person. Anyway, and I think that they didn't know how to deal with Megan, because Megan came in very well educated, very self assured, very sure of herself as being an equal, whereas they are even used to some of their white people being deferential to them because of their wealth. Anyway, my loves, thank you so much for being here. It's been a very lovely conversation, and I will come back again next time, I think on Tuesday. Until then, have a great weekend. This is Wheezy signing out. Bye. Bye. Bye.